Hey, guys, we're back with Real Talk with Joe and Cody, and my daughter is no longer here.
Uh,
She is on a summer vacation. Uh,
yes,
but Cody, you were close, man. You were close to having that being
she
your
was a
last
good.
one 2 weeks ago.
I,
Like,
you know, I watched it and I thought, I don't think I'm going to be able to come back. I don't know how I top that.
yeah, it was pretty
Nobody's
good.
going to want to
And
watch it.
the thing is, I can never take any time off and let you use your kids either, because now it's just going to be, it will end up just
Yes,
being our kids talking about real estate, and it will be more entertaining and maybe more factual than
yeah,
and more informational than
exactly,
anyone will get from us. Like,
dude. That's very true.
uh,
It's going to be way more entertaining. That's for sure. I always love asking the kids, like,
yes.
"What do you think I
But
do?"
how was last week? You were busy.
It was
Oh,
good.
go ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying, like, I think you ask the kids, like, "What do you think I do for work?" And they're like,
Yeah,
I don't know, like, do you give people money or
yeah.
something?" Yeah, close enough, sure.
Yeah. Oh my, it's so funny. It's so funny. You assume that they know what you do, and yeah, Cora
Yeah.
actually like surprised me, and those answers were not scripted or anything. She
Uh-huh.
just said things, and I was
She
like, that's pretty insightful for someone that
Right.
young. And she just like, you could tell she was just she likes our home. Every one of her answers was
Uh-huh.
like based on kind of where she lives
Yes.
now, what her favorite room was. It was like, I was like, you just described your room. So,
Uh-huh.
but that's a good
Yes, the
thing. That's
comfort
good that
zone.
she's not, not thinking any
Yeah,
different. But yeah, it was a fun time with her.
right.
She was wanting to get on for a long time and just like, Dad, I want to go on your podcast. I want to go do this. And so it kind of worked out perfectly that you were busy. And yeah,
Yeah.
uh, she saw online. She's like, I saw myself online. It's like, yeah, you're like famous now. You are definitely more popular than Cody and
Yes,
I. So like,
absolutely.
but yeah, no, she had a good time. But
Oh,
you were Mr.
good.
Busy, so that's why we did it. So what happened? How
Yeah.
are you? How was last week?
Yeah, last week was good. Had a couple events, and one of them was I got to go play golf, which is always kinda nice, whenever you
Nice,
can use it as a work-related event, it's always kinda nice, so, got to play some golf, went to, a little cornhole thing for the, realtor association, went to a builder event, it was a good busy week, so happy with
nice.
that. Nice
Yeah,
to kinda get out and about.
it's always nice to show those lenders and real estate agents marketing things, like golfing. Like,
Exactly,
yeah, I was
right?
doing a
How
work
else are you
event
gonna do it?
on a golf
Yeah,
course. It's like every
yeah,
every real estate agent and lender has their stuff on golf
exactly.
courses.
Yes, out of office,
Well, that's
I'll be
cool,
out
man.
working. Yeah,
Yeah, did you shoot well?
I did. I played pretty well. I shot at 81. So I was happy
Wow.
with that.
Yeah, that's
Started
really
out
good.
rough. Started out rough. Thought it was just going to be one of
Yeah,
those rounds that was not going to cooperate, but yeah, everything kind of came together a little bit, and that course that I played at was where I've shot my best score at. So I was like flirting with it.
wow.
I didn't want to look at it too much once I started playing pretty decent. I was like, I don't want to look at my
Yeah,
scorecard because I don't want to know
don't
where
even
I'm
think
at.
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it was close, but yeah, it was fun.
That's impressive. If I was an 81, and this is totally unrealistic, but if I shot an 81, I would consider myself like en route to the PGA. And it's
Right.
totally unrealistic, but I am so far from
Yes.
that I'm like, if I hit that, I'd be playing golf to where I'd be like, okay, maybe this is it.
This is a second
Maybe real
career.
estate isn't my thing. Like,
Yeah.
uh,
It,
I don't shoot
it's
that
there.
bad, but like, yeah, if I was shooting 81, I'd be like, okay, how do we improve this to get to get
Yeah.
into the main the main show?
Yeah. The problem is the next time I go out, I'm going to shoot like a 94.
Oh, yeah, that's how it
It's going to
goes.
throw it
Yeah.
off.
It's
Yeah.
such a weird
Yeah.
thing for those that don't golf. It's like you could go in and play, I've shot a 76 before in my life, and I'm like, then
Wow.
I can shoot 108 the following. Like,
Yes.
there's no consistency. No
No, there's no
consistency.
rhyme or
So maybe
reason.
that's
I
a
feel
lack of
like
practice, you know? It could be it.
I think it is. I think it's when you go play like once a month, there's no consistency. So it just happens to be
Yeah,
maybe you're hitting the ball right that one day, and then
for
other
sure.
times you're just
For
and
sure.
you can lose 5 strokes really easy too. So it doesn't
Yeah.
take much. Hit it out of
Yeah.
bounds a few times or, three putt a few times, and before you know it, your score is all jacked up.
You're done. Yeah. No,
Yep.
I agree, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad you had a good time. Glad you're back.
Back in
The
action.
Cora went to Arizona. She took her like she had the podcast and was like, I got to take a vacation. She's already like a diva,
Yeah.
needed time
Good
off.
for
She's
her.
like, I need some sun. So she went over to Arizona to visit my mom and my sister and her cousins. So she had a great time. But happy to have her back now.
Nice.
So.
Yeah, I
Uh,
bet.
yeah, I would say in the real estate world, like the reason we're talking about our personal life is the real estate world is what it is. There's not been a
Yeah.
ton of change in the good or the bad. I would say that it is leaning, well, it is a buyer's market, I would say, but it's leaning more and more that way, in my opinion. I think that we still have sellers that are pretty aggressive, that want a high price and don't get it. And an agent put it the other way the other day to me. We were talking about housing in general, and he's basically like, "You're either on 7 days and you're pending, or you're on like 70 days and more." Like
Yeah.
there seems to
Right?
be no in between. Like I know that's an overgeneralization, but it just seemed the market is just you'll have these agents and we have homes. We just had one that went pending in a few days, and then you have homes that sit, and it's just you wish you had answers. Part of it is a natural it's like the circle of life, like it's not that
Yeah.
anything's bad. It's just it's more balanced. Sellers coming into the market aren't used to it and want that quick
Mhm.
sale. And if they don't listen to their agent about pricing, they're not gonna get it sold. And buyers are super
Right.
picky. And I wouldn't even say super picky. They just aren't in a rush and they want what they want. And
Yeah.
it the timing is just different. I don't know. What's your thoughts with
Yeah.
that stuff?
I think the same thing. I think buyers are able to be picky right now because they just hadn't been able to in the past. It was just you just didn't have enough time to be picky or to let something go that you thought might be a good place for you because who knows when the next one's going to show up and how long
Yeah.
it's going to take. So I think that it's been kind of a good thing overall. Sometimes maybe there's a little bit too much time to where it makes it harder to make a decision because you have time to weigh out all these factors and then you almost overthink it. But
Yeah.
I'm with you. I think that there's more and more people every week that I'm talking to that they're just like mentally ready, more ready than in previous years. So it's I think there's the buyers that are out there right now they're very motivated. They might be a little bit more have the ability to kind of pick and choose a little bit more, but it feels like there's a lot of motivation because a lot of these people have been waiting for a while and now they're finally ready
Yeah.
because whatever the situation was, maybe they've got enough equity, maybe the kids moved out or whatever it is, where they're like, we're ready. We've been waiting for a couple years now. Let's do this. Um, I've been seeing more and
Yeah.
more activity like that where it's like a commitment, whereas didn't feel like that long ago. It was like, yeah, we're kind of thinking about it. Maybe we'll see him and Han a little bit more.
Yeah.
Now it seems a little more like purposeful.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I think though that when I say picky, I think there are buyers out there and they're motivated to buy. Having said that,
Hmm.
they're not so motivated to buy, they're going to pay a high price.
Yeah.
And that's where
Right.
sellers get in the hiccups of like, there is not a buyer that's going to pay mid to high end of market value right now. Like,
Hmm.
unless your home is a unicorn amongst the others and it's like got
Right.
everything that anybody could ever want. What I'm seeing is buyers, you could price your home at a higher end of market value and even like in some cases, middle of market value. And buyers are like, we'll wait on it. Like we don't have to go for that house. And that's
Yeah.
where sellers are getting frustrated is they're seeing we want it's the balance of maxing out your value, but also getting your house sold because buyers are just not going to pay when the house, unless your house is perfect, unless your house has every single thing dialed in,
Right.
higher end of market value is not going to work because every
Mhm.
buyer's going to say what they basically say is, okay, show me why it needs this high market value. And they'll go through with a fine tooth comb in their walkthrough and they'll be like, "Mm, don't like that floor. I'm going to have to replace that. Don't like that." And
Yeah.
to the seller, that's so minor, and it is in market value. But buyers, what I'm seeing is saying no. Like if you've got issues and I've got to replace carpet, or if I've got to do a paint this room, or if I've got to,
Mhm.
to what a seller would, and to an average person would say, it's not that big of a deal. Buyers are just saying, nah, like we'll wait for the next one, or we're
Sure.
going to offer you, significantly less. So yeah, it's been a ride for sure. But I think that, sellers are learning, buyers are learning, and it's kind of there's nothing new to report. I think what we're seeing, I guess the
No.
biggest thing I can report is that sellers need to be realistic about pricing if they want it sold quick. Not to say that they couldn't sell it at mid to higher value of market, but you might be waiting a while. Um, but if you want it gone, it's got to be on the lower end of market value for a buyer to say that's a good deal. Because buyers are like, I'm surprised, not surprised. I'm shocked at how smart buyers are. Of like,
Hmm.
I've seen this house, this price per square foot. I've heard more buyers talking about price per square foot and time on market
Really?
than I have heard in years. Of like, they're like, yeah, but this house next door. Before I can even say what the house next door sold, they're like, oh, we saw the house next door that sold for this and they had this and they had upgraded this. They're savvy. At least my buyers,
Yeah.
maybe my buyers are better than everyone else,
Sure.
but
They-
which they are, which our buyers are
of
better than everyone
course.
else. But yeah, they're
Yes.
smart. Not to say they
Huh.
were ever dumb. It's just I think that
Yeah.
they're smart and they know what they're doing. And sellers, if you go in thinking or getting promised by some agent, we've talked about this. Cody and I have talked about it.
Hmm.
Promise the world from some agent just to get your listing contract. It's not going to pay off for you. So
Yep.
enjoy that.
Yeah. Well, and
Um,
that's the hard part, right? Is like everybody in that situation, of course you want more money, but does it end up hurting you in the long run when you have to let it sit there for a while and you have to let it drop? Because I would imagine, I don't know, but I would think that if it's been sitting there for a little while and then you have to drop it multiple times, I think there's a point where some people start to wonder why, especially if it seems like it's priced okay. What's wrong with that place, or what fell through, or I don't know. It almost seems like you're better off listing it at an aggressive price, which is probably risky. If you were to do it on maybe a little bit of the lower end and get some more of that activity, and because I'm still seeing that where there's those homes that are priced well, there's still bidding wars and they're still going
yeah,
up,
for sure.
and then you get those other ones like you said that are just going to sit for a while, and I mean you run the risk of dropping it at a lower price to enter the market, because if you don't get all
For
the
sure.
activity you think, well, now you've already, you dropped your 40 grand already or whatever that number was that you were going to try to get extra out of it. But I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a
Well,
gamble,
well,
but
and for sure, and to play a little devil's advocate with that is like there is a part of like this market that waiting is what it is. It was years ago before I was in the real estate world, but Christina's parents would say that, 5, 6 months was normal to get a house sold.
mm,
And that
hmm,
did not indicate that your house there was anything wrong. So there's a learning curve too for everyone to be like,
yeah.
getting used to length of time. You may get that
Hmm.
lucky offer. You may, or again, if your house is perfect, you may get that offer right away. But also accepting that, there is no magic trick to anything selling the house. Like it's just, it
Sure.
sometimes has to sit and wait for that buyer to come into the market that appreciates what your house has. So, um, yeah, I would say for buyers are doing good. I think buyers, you should start that are looking, just continue to look, continue to be serious about it. And you have more leverage than you've ever had. Sellers, especially coming first on the market, we've had multiple agents that have talked to me, and we've had it of like, you get that offer in the first week that's maybe a little lower or maybe even full price, but you're like, man, I just got it. We just went on the market for 3 days.
Uh-huh.
It's like, be very careful because that could be your last offer that you get. Like,
Sure.
and so
Right.
it's a lot more advising clients on that sort of stuff right now than, you know, you can't take advantage of you can't treat an offer just like poo poo it away. No matter what it is, even if it does seem
Yeah.
insulting in the first place. We've had clients in the past and buyers in the past go through that of like, that it's only been on the market 5 days. Let's wait a little bit longer. That offer goes, and
Uh-huh.
then now you got
And then
to
it's no
beg
longer
back that
new.
buyer who's already moved
Yeah.
on. So yeah, it's a learning thing for buyers and sellers coming in. But
Yeah. It always seems to
that's
be.
all I
It always
got.
seems to be shifting.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think there's a delay.
Oh, is there? Okay. Well, I think
Yeah.
yeah, I think that ultimately, I think the market is healthy. I think that it is hard for buyers or for sellers to see that buyers have power. Especially we talked this so we're blue in the face is like, if you haven't been in the market in 7, 8, 9 years, you're going in with the assumption of COVID. You're going in with this assumption of like everyone should love my house, like, and I should get
Uh-huh.
top value and over market asking price because that's what I had to buy, you know? Um, and so I think, yeah, it's just been a learning thing for them, and buyers have jumped on the game of like, I have the power now. And they were in the market 6, 7, 8 years ago, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm not paying over asking price again. Like I'm not doing
Hmm.
so. There's a lot of, yeah, a lot of uniqueness with this market, but it's fun.
Yes. It's a game. It's a game for sure
Yeah,
that's constantly changing.
yeah, for sure. So pendulum swinging with buyers right now, and I think that they're having more of a say. There are sellers that are getting stuff sold quick, but buyers I think are having more and more power by the day, week, month. So
Hmm. Yeah.
that's all I got. Another quick thing. We're 15 minutes in, man. And we're
That's
already too
fast.
late right now.
I know. We've
Crazy
already
about the
lost all
Portland
our
condo market. I
viewers.
just looked up. I know. Condo markets, firm buyers market in Portland, 4.5 to nearly 7 months of supply compared to a roughly 3 months of supply in Portland for residential, single family residential. So it's
Okay.
a tough condo market for the condo people. It's
Yeah.
a great condo market for buyers of condos. You can basically write whatever you want as an offer,
Yeah.
and you have some interested sellers. So,
Yeah, it's tough.
but
I've ran into that with people too. When like buying condos, buying manufactured homes, certain unique types of properties are so much easier to get, but then when
yeah,
it comes time to selling them, that's when it gets to be the challenge, which
yeah,
and you can't ever predict what that market's going to look like when you're ready to
for
sell,
sure.
but it is.
Especially Portland, it's just so volatile with like different things that are going on in Portland and the reputation it's been getting, good and bad. And it's like it's just
Yeah.
I think it's tarnished the city condo market, you know, and
Hmm.
pricing. People are priced out. So young people that want to live in the city and live in downtown and want to live that
Yeah.
life are being priced out of, you know, because of rates and things like that. So
Hmm.
yeah, it's a bunch of unique things, but I thought that was an interesting stat. So
Yeah, that is. Wow.
um, okay, guys. Well, we are going to get on with our Venture Poet podcast. So if you enjoy talking to Cody and I, join us on Apple and Spotify with Venture with Joe and Cody, and subscribe. YouTube, we're on there as well. And I guess until next week, man, I hope you're still around, or I'm going to have to
Hey.
pull in Cora again.
Yeah. By the way, 4th of July coming up. Don't blow off any
Yeah.
fingers. Don't do anything crazy.
Yeah. I'm not that guy. Like, I'm too much of a sis to get close to that stuff. So I got these real estate
I
hands. I can't get dirty. Like,
Yeah. Nice and
uh,
soft.
uh, well, that does bring up a good point. Hey, happy 4th of July. Hope you guys enjoy it with the family. And yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see you next week for our next talk.
Let's do it.